Hello, lovelies, and welcome to this week's episode where we're talking all things kids' birthday madness, sugar highs, the sugar lows, the screaming, popping balloons. We're also talking about baby massage, swimming lessons, and reflecting a little bit on our side of parenting versus our parents' side of parenting. So, enjoy.
Welcome to Blabbering, a week-by-week glimpse into a couple stumbling through life with a newborn.
I'm Tilly.
And I'm Dan.
Each week over dinner,
You'll learn Tilly is quite the feeder.
we'll discuss the realities of raising our baby, talking through the highs, lows, and honest confessions of this thing called parenting.
Parenting won't be easy, but let's at least laugh about it. This is Blabbering.
Episode 32. Episode 32, I believe. Yeah, episode 32.
Okay.
Nothing on that, just there we go. That's that, guys. Episode 32.
Yeah.
No strong feelings.
No, it just feels weird that we've done that many episodes that she's been alive that many weeks.
Yeah, we do keep catching ourselves kind of being like, it's mad that she's going to be a human.
Yeah. I mean, we know she is
Well,
a
yeah,
human
I mean,
technically,
she's
but
a
like
human.
an actual like adult human.
Yeah, like full-grown person
Yeah.
in as short as like 13 years, really. Mental.
I know, she could be taller than us. Hopefully she's not taller than you. That'd be very tall for a woman to be taller than you.
Hit the 2 meter mark.
Yeah. Would you have to be a basketball player?
Yeah.
What else do you need that height for?
Volleyball's quite good for.
Okay. Is it a sport that's good for, really? Is it good for anything outside of sport to be that tall?
Right. Lumberjack? What a weird question. There's not really many professions.
Well, I think it might help rather than hinder, because a lot of things I think it would hinder being that tall. Just like, it's hard to fit into regular life if you're that tall, isn't it? Things aren't made for people that tall. Like, you struggle at your height.
Yeah. I guess jobs-wise, I mean, physical things, like being a painter, probably quite handy.
Would you be a good fireman? Or would you be a bad fireman if you're that tall?
You could be quite good if you would. I think part of it is to do with speed. Like, if you're able to still be quick, you could probably ninja a ladder pretty
You could grab cats out of trees.
Yeah, no need for the ladder. You can just...
Decorator?
Yeah, I said painting.
Oh.
What you wouldn't want to be is a tiler. A lot of
No.
bending.
No. You probably want to be... I don't feel like anything like at a desk unless you had a specialist desk.
Well, most of them are now anyway.
Mm.
Like, I get sent a desk report that's like, all these things of, do you need this? Do you need that? And I'm like, fucking hot desk.
Could you
I'm
be
not
quite
gonna
a good,
be
like...
a dickhead and be like, oh, sorry, that's my gear. And moving it all
Like
around.
an
the
intimidating
office.
policeman.
Really intimidating. Like Ronnie Coleman. When he was a policeman.
Yeah.
Imagine that. He used to wear shorts as well.
I would have thought it was a strippogram. You would just thought it was a stripper,
quads.
wouldn't you? It would be intimidating. I'd just be like, are you about to take your clothes off? Because we've all been like hairless as well.
Yeah, those fucking quads.
She could be like an immensely long ballerina, maybe.
Oh, well, see, I was thinking about that the other day, like, because she jumps a lot like a ballerina. She does like, she likes the scissor kick, kind of, when she's doing her bouncer. How much does actual vertical height matter for ballerinas?
I think it matters more for the men.
Because they do seem to really fly when they jump.
Yeah, I think a vertical height probably matters more for the men. I think they do probably more like impressive, like big leaps. Often women are like thrown and stuff.
Yeah.
You do jumps, but I don't think you do like big jumps.
No.
It's like dainty, isn't it? But I don't know enough about ballet, to be honest.
But we will in a few weeks' time. We'll be pros.
After one.
After going to watch Swan Lake at the Royal Opera House, we will be pros.
That's right, we're 30 now. We go to see ballet again.
And then we'll complain bitterly because we'll get home at midnight.
I'm excited though.
It will. It'll be very interesting. They're yawning. Bring the energy. Bring the energy. Bring the energy. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop.
Well, we'll have two cultural things, won't we? We'll have Ibiza Orchestra.
Yeah.
And we'll have ballet.
Yeah.
I feel like Ibiza Orchestra is like very like, that feels very millennial, doesn't it?
That feels very much something that you do in your like mid-30s to mid-40s.
But I'm still cool.
Yeah.
But it's like, we've never been cool, so.
Speak for yourself.
I've seen pictures, Bobs. I was there for the second Mohican.
Second week.
Yeah.
Yep, there have been 2.
And neither were good.
Well, it doesn't help that Will tried to wet shave one with a razor and just cut my head up loads.
And
So
and like, you had it's like an ice gem on your head.
that was a good look, I thought. I thought the ice gem was
And then the
really...
sort of like semi-mutton chops that you had with it.
Yeah, I called it Mohawk No Hawk. Because I cut a big line out here. So it was, yeah.
And weren't you going to continue it to your pubes? You didn't get around to it.
Yeah, I can't remember if I did do it actually. I think it's Mohawk, No Hawk, Mohawk. So I had basically a landing strip on my pubes. I had a mohawk and then mutton chops and had this bit cut out.
There's no chest hair to do, so.
And then landing strip / mohawk there.
I've
to
got
make
your
the
one on,
mohawk,
it's all
mohawk,
dirty.
mohawk. Just showing my story, but okay. Was it dirty?
Crusty bits on it when you drop food on yourself.
Alrighty then.
The coolest.
Yeah, so I won't be wearing the mohawk to Ibiza.
No?
Well, not Ibiza. Ibiza Classics.
We're
We're
not
not
going to
actually
Ibiza.
going to go
It's in
to
Reading.
Ibiza. Yeah, at Palmer Park.
But what's happened this week?
Lots of things have happened this week. Those lots of things are...
I was going to say, we went to our niece's birthday party.
Yeah, so we went to niece's birthday party. And what actually happened during the weekdays? Let's see. Now I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I know.
All right, take Christmas party.
But you said loads of things, and I was like,
Yeah,
have I
okay.
forgotten
I
loads of
can
things?
think of multiple things. So I went to a Rizzo.
Yeah.
First baby massage was today. She went to her niece's parties.
Not her niece, her cousins, our nieces.
Fine, our niece, her cousin. Feel like at least something else happened. Did she get up too much for your mum and pop?
She did a classic of going into town with them. They go along Ocky Road, and then they went to Primarni.
All right then. I don't think anything happened on the other days, did it? We also recorded it later last week, didn't we? Recorded like Tuesday night. Last week anyway. So yeah, those 4 things I think.
So, tell us about baby massage.
Baby massage.
Because you've been to this for a while, haven't you?
Yeah. I think the thing that annoyed me first and the most, so for anyone who wants to know, the governing regulatory or accreditation is called IAMA. I think it's like Institute of Advanced Massage or something.
Mm.
But they've got really horrible clothes.
Are their uniforms really
Yeah,
horrible?
really horrible.
Oh, is it? Is it polo shirt?
Of course, there's a polo shirt, but polo shirt's like the non-offensive bit. The offensive bit.
Is it a gilet?
No, I thought it was a hoodie at first.
You're about to offend me now.
But it wasn't. No, I'm not. It's a bit like your zip-up one that used to have the Virgin Active in terms of style. You know, that, what do you call those? Just...
The one I've been wearing today?
Yeah, what's that called?
I think it's a hoodless hoodie, like zippy up. What's this zippy up?
Yeah.
Jumper.
Yeah. Like full zip jumper. It's got like pink and purple lines, like zebra lines.
Is in that zebra print?
No, like it goes like a zebra crossing kind of.
Oh, okay.
I just don't know why. It's just
Because it says pink and purple stripy the whole way over.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot for the eyes, isn't it?
Yeah. Like I don't, every uniform's a fucking polo shirt.
I don't particularly like pink and purple together.
No. But anyway, so aside from the uniform, it's great. It seems to be like a practitioner-based thing. So each person obviously chooses their setting, chooses their place, chooses how they set up the classes. And then from what I've found, sessions tend to be like, if you look for courses, I don't think I saw any that were 3. Maybe I did. But I think they're 3 to 6 usually. Some people do 4 weeks, some people do 5 weeks, some people do 6 weeks. Don't think I saw any that were 3 weeks. And then the length of the sessions and obviously how they do it varies up to them. So the lady that was doing these kind of do like about 20, 30 minutes massage. Then you have like a cup of tea break and you natter with all the other mums because there's never any fucking dads. And then you do some more massaging. That's it, really.
It's a lot less offensive than sensory then for you.
It is. It's a lot less offensive than sensory, but it's the same style of people that run it. I think
The high pitched voice.
No, it's not that. It's the sort of person that loved kids. Their kids grew up, and then they were like, "What the fuck am I going to do in my life?" And then they were like, they wanted a career that fits around kids, and so you pick something like baby classes because you love like babies and children,
Mhm.
and it allows you to dictate when the classes are, so you can make sure that you're still there for like school drop off and school pickup. So it's that sort of really like child orientated person, as it were, which would make sense. That hardly going to be someone who like
Yeah.
fucking hates kids. It was quite an interesting range of people though. So we had like one baby that was like 6 weeks old.
Mm.
And the mad thing is, 'cause it's a 5-week course and 1 week you skip. So by the end of the course, she'll be double the age at which she started, while Zola is like 7.5 months. And so, you know, in terms of like her development on the course,
Mm.
she might maybe get a bit further with crawling, but like that baby will have like moved on huge amounts.
Mm.
So yeah, it's kind of a range. I think 6 weeks is a lot younger than the next youngest. I think the next youngest is probably about 3 months, and then it's up to 6 months. And Zola's the oldest at like 7.5.
I thought she might be the oldest, yeah.
But it's fine. Most of them say up until crawling,
Oh, not
and she's not really crawling.
We waited because we wanted you to do it rather than me, didn't we?
Yeah, but I mean, I could have done it like at the 6-month mark. I think I struggle with, because like I said, because they're always child orientated, when you're doing this, being mindful of when holidays are. Because when I first wanted to do it, it was a half term.
Mm.
And so they were like, no, call back in like 2-3 weeks time, because we're in the middle of the session. We start our sessions after half term, and then forgot about it. No, it was holidays. It was Easter holidays. Forgot about it. And then it was only just gone half term now. So I was like, shit, I need to make sure that I'm on to the next load of courses.
Mm.
Which literally started this week. So I had a mad flurry over the weekend of sending like around to all the massage practitioners in the sort of 5-mile radius of Reading.
But what did you massage do? Just you did legs?
Yes, there's a lot of leg.
Does it like each week is on something different, or?
So I've got the pamphlet downstairs, but it's a bit of a mixture. So you do this kind of, I think they try and do a lot of leg because they're trying to help create like mind muscle connection, which is a lot easier with hands because babies grip stuff and put stuff in their face.
Although she does grip stuff with her feet too first, so
Yeah, she does, but she doesn't.
just like a little monkey baby.
That like it's quite hard to think. There's no such. It's other than football and other sports. It's not really eye-foot connection.
Yeah.
Like there is eye-hand coordination. There's not really eye-foot coordination other than in sport.
Mm-hmm.
And so
I like that you just said it the other way around. Most people tend to say hand-eye coordination, but I like that you said eye-hand.
eye-hand. Babies will very quickly naturally develop hand-eye coordination because they love
Eye-hand.
fuck it off. Because they love shoving stuff in their mouth. But then, as in that leap of kind of getting used to the fact of moving your legs, moving your feet, takes a bit longer. And so I think that there's a lot of focus on that.
Well, hopefully it'll help with her like moving then.
Yeah, and obviously the legs are also just a lot chunkier at that age. So in terms of actually starting with something, it's nicer to grab and it's more supple.
Squishy.
Yeah, whereas the arms are quite small and quite fragile. And so if you're going to start like a first week, you're going to want to give parents the nice squidgy fun bit. And also the bit that it's like, just don't rip the knee joint and everything's fine. Because basically that was the only thing. She was like, just be mindful when you're doing this, don't twist the knee. Otherwise, everything's fine. Whereas obviously like the arms, there's so much more.
Yeah, movement. Range of movement.
Point, yeah. And so we also did that kind of the sun and moon and the I love you.
Oh, that song.
Constipation one. We didn't do I love you actually. We just did the sun and moon. I think
Oh, so you weren't doing the song that was.
No, not the song.
I
sorry.
figured.
Not the song. But like all these wavy things, there was like a reading at the end. And I'm just like, it's all right. I just came here to learn the practical aspect of fucking massaging my baby.
Did you make any mum friends?
Yeah, they're all right. I wouldn't call them friends yet, but
Well, no, fair enough. It's first week.
you know, I wasn't like, you know what, fuck this, I don't want to come back next week. which I felt a bit more like at sensory. No offense to anyone at sensory, but it was very like...
Sensor is never going to be your thing, darling.
No, but it just automatically, when I went in there, admittedly, I also went in there in the middle of the course, whereas at this, I'm going in the beginning.
It was no different the whole way through, didn't it?
People had come with their friends, and so they didn't really want to talk to other people, or people all lived nearby each other, so they already knew each other. And then there was just kind of me there. I was like, fuck this.
That was like it for me as well, don't worry. Because they all knew each other, and I was just like they knew each other from NCT or other stuff. And I was just like, hi. Plus, they were all way older.
And we were there pretty much exclusively for Zola. I got the sense that some of them were there so that they could talk amongst themselves while their baby was entertained with something else. Not the whole time, but a significant part of the time. It was like mum socialisation, which there's nothing wrong with. Just that wasn't our purpose for attending.
No, we seem like antisocial fuckers, really, don't we?
No, yeah, I'd storm in like 2 minutes late and then leave 1 minute after it was over. It was just like not here for make any mates. I've already got mates.
She can go home on a dirty nappy. I'm not pausing.
Just stopping for shit, literally.
I would stop for a shit, actually. Sitting in a poo nappy in the car seat. No. And then you also did swimming yesterday.
Yeah, we did some swimming.
You tried writing a new little life jacket, didn't you? Buoyancy, sorry, which one is it?
It's buoyancy aid. Yeah, I didn't really get to try her out on it properly because I should have
play basketball.
No. I should have started with the inflatable and then moved her onto the buoyancy aid because going straight into the water,
A bit much.
It like you do fully submerge and then you also like rock a lot more with the buoyancy aid because there is an element of learning to kind of tilt, as it were. So when she's gone from it being, cause it's obviously really humid in pool changing rooms, so it's like 25 degrees plus in the pool changing room, and you feel yourself sweat, and you walk down into the pool, you're like, shit, this is like 15 degrees. It's quite a big temperature adjustment.
Actually, she's used to a bath of like 36, 38 degrees.
Yeah. And she at first was like, and was a bit unsure about what was going on.
Fair enough.
And then I put her in the inflatable, and she was having it a bit more because
people watching it. Yeah,
it's a lot better people watching because she's basically sitting. Whereas I think with the buoyancy aid thing, it kind of enforces a swimming position somewhat. Which I need to try it out a bit more, but I won't put it on as the first thing because the problem was I hadn't pre-blown up the inflatable ring.
Rookie out.
So I then had to like sit her on the side of the pool and like hold her with one hand and try and like blow up the inflatable ring with the other.
So next time, blow up before you leave.
Yeah, blow up before I leave.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went there and in the inflatable. So we got there. We must have got into the pool at about 1:45, I reckon.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more like 22. But by the time we got in the ring and all that sort of stuff, it's about 1:45. 1:45, I think it was. Yeah, 1:45. She had a whale of a time till about 3:15, and then was a bit like getting a bit tired and getting a bit bored. And I was like, fair enough. I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's try switching you into something else. And so put her on, gave her one of those pool noodles. And I thought this isn't really going to work because obviously she's like tiny. But like I've wrapped it around her chest and then crossed it around the back. And so then I'll just hold the back of it and like move her around. And she was having a great time with that. She went for that. So it was just kind of one of those classic things where she just wanted to change of scenery, really.
Yeah. Also, she likes having a handlebar. She likes holding on to them, that doesn't she?
Yeah.
She quite likes. Like she loves it in the pram when she's got the bit across and holding on to it. She quite enjoys that.
But yeah, for the first 30 minutes when I had her in the float, because she doesn't actually really want to play with me at all, she just wants to watch other people. I found they had one of those like floating hoops and they have like balls around. So I just kept sort of trying to shoot threes and play basketball, basically, pool basketball, and just let her sort of adrift off and look at people, shoot a few points, and then I'd go over, grab her, pull her back a bit, check in that she's all right. She'd just look at me like, what, mate? I want to look at other people. What are you doing? I see you all the fucking time, mate. Leave me alone. And so I'll just go shoot some more points, go check that she was happy, do that again.
Yeah.
And then every so often, when I'd be going to check if she's all right, kids would steal my hoop. And then I'd be there. But fortunately, kids have a very little attention span.
True.
So they would miss a few because they're crap. And then I'd quickly run over and
Some
grab
backs
it
they're
and stick it
learning,
forward.
but yes.
No. Crap. Well, learning requires discipline to keep going until you get good. These kids just quit too quick.
Right.
They just quitters.
Yeah.
So I stole the hoop back every time.
This as the
and then
punishment.
continued. Yeah. Don't have time to get good. You're either good straight away or at least show dedication to getting good. Otherwise, I'm swooping in and stealing the hoop.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, she did quite well because I think like last time she did about half an hour. First time was sub 10, 15 minutes. Like,
That was way sub 10.
Sub 10?
Yeah.
I thought we made about 10.
I think max 10.
Okay. Made about 10. And that was in the same pool as this time, but it was like February, wasn't it?
The water was cold.
Yeah.
She went to start getting a bit purpley blue.
Yeah, it was fucking cold, as we discussed in the earlier episode.
Yeah.
And then we went to a different pool.
Mm-hmm.
What, late March or early April?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was like properly heated and indoor.
Mm-hmm.
She was in that for about half an hour. Enjoyed the
Then we got kicked out,
inflatable
didn't we?
thing. Yeah, we got kicked out. That I think she didn't find as interesting because we're in like the kids only pool and there was actually a very limited amount of people around for her to
That's what she
watch.
wants, isn't it? She's nosy. She wants to look at
Yeah,
people.
she just wants to watch people. And so this one, she gets to be in the main pool. And I just floated her to where the people were so that I got to shoot hoops and she could just ogle people like a
Perfect. Got perf.
like a weirdo, like a little watcher.
I remember what we did this week, or what's new this week.
Oh, what else is new this week?
I did 2 days at work. No, 2 days in
You
the
did,
office.
yeah.
So I'm increasing my days on site now.
Lead, don't they?
I mean, it's not what I want to do, but sadly they changed the policy in my work, so that's what's having to happen. And as well, like, I don't mind going into work, but no issue with going into work. It's more the fact that obviously 'cause she still needs quite a lot of feeds.
Yeah.
That's the issue. And my boobs just get really full because obviously they're used to feeding her a lot.
And over the last few weeks, she seems to have actually increased how much feeding she wants,
Yeah.
which is odd because she's
Well, I
eating
think-
a lot more.
Yeah, I think she's just needy as well.
She's
'cause a
trying
lot
to
of-
do it for a leap.
Yeah, because although she'll always feed at those, like some of them are like a proper feed, you know what I mean? Like she's
Yeah.
going out and she drinks quite a lot. Other time it's a bit stop-starty. She sort of just latches on and she'll have a bit of drink then she'll stop. And she'll have a little drink, but she sort of just stays latched on for quite a long time. I think she just wants the comfort of it. But yeah, so it was alright going in. Like it's nice going in. I get to see my colleagues and stuff, and I like that side of it. But it's difficult when it comes to the feeding.
Yeah.
And like next week, I'm doing 3 days because we've got a photo shoot on. I think that's going to be quite a challenge.
Well, we'll make sure the pump's good to go.
Yeah.
Going back to the baby massage, just explaining how it sort of worked. So it's quite like if you imagine my arms, the leg, kind of do like a down, like on both sides, like milking is what they call it.
It's like lymphatic, isn't it? Massage, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you milk one way, bring all the blood down, and then you kind of play with the bottoms of the feet, I guess, for all the
reflex loading?
sensory. Yeah,
Mhm.
like the tapping, then you wiggle all the toes, and then you milk the other way. And that's like the main gist of it. Like obviously you do it's a bit more advanced than that in terms of how you're holding and all that sort of stuff. That was the main crux of what we did today. And like I said, the sun and moon stuff for constipation.
Do you think you're going to start bringing in some massage into bedtime routine?
Yeah. It's a bit of an odd one because they say that you want your baby to be alert. And so she's not really like usually sometimes at bedtime she starts to be a bit tetchy. And also I quite like the fact that I don't have to do bedtime currently.
I thought that might be
I'm like, oh yeah, just give baby to Tilly and there we go, get some time.
I mean, you wouldn't be doing the whole bedtime. You could just do like
Massage and fuck off.
literally a couple minutes.
Yeah. No, I think I probably should because it's quite good to practice on to try and get the association. And otherwise I don't really know when I'm going to do it other than like maybe randomly a nappy change during the day and then just decide to make it into a massage session. So yeah, would you want to... No, that's not how you would do it. I was going to say incorporate a bath, but come on, that's a bit too ambitious, Dan. Let's set realistic expectations. Start with just a massage, see how that goes before we start throwing in daily baths, daily massages.
We're not a family that washes daily.
No.
Like,
We're like Jonathan Ross.
if we exercise, we'll wash.
But yeah, we've both exercised today and we haven't washed
Yeah,
yet.
but we're going to shower before we go to
We
bed,
are
aren't
going to
we?
shower, but we're currently sitting in our sweat in a very hot.
Mum wasn't that sweaty a workout
pretty
today.
snug.
But yeah, let's be honest. I mean, when she becomes a teenager, I will be like, you do need to shower pretty much every day when you're a teenager because you get real stinky when you're a teenager.
Yeah.
So we might have to leave by example and start washing more. Well, I guess if we exercise most days, then we all do shower most days. But like on the weekends when we do less, it could easily be 1 or 2 days without washing.
Yeah. There have been days when I have been rather inactive, and I think I've gone like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, even you've gone longer than that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as in like, that's not really that remarkable.
Crazy. Yeah,
as it were.
yeah.
It can sometimes be like, I'll work out on a Thursday, wash, and then like, I'll work out on a Tuesday and wash.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole period I haven't washed in between.
We're crop packs.
Oh, clean machine. Yeah, I live it the Jonathan Ross style. What does he say? Unless I do something, I remain clean. It's like, why would I choose to add another thing to my day? No, I don't shower.
Also, like, our shower is just not enjoyable.
No, we have a pretty shit shower. It's not really. It's
If
kind
it
of
was
warm.
like
It's
Erin's
not
and
powerful.
Matt's, different story.
We don't value it enough, love.
Oh, I do. That's so nice, that shower.
It is. I'd be more likely to.
That's a joy, that shower.
Whereas
I'd go in that, just not use any soap necessarily, just have it for the nice feeling. But I would use it if I was in it. But
just being pissed on by a squirrel.
that limp, warm water,
Squirrel piss.
squirrel piss, yeah, it's not quite so nice, is it?
No, it's not.
I've sort of moved once like this, try and get covered low over me, and then sort of.
So I'm going to claim that that's my reason, but it's probably not.
Mm.
What was the other item to discuss? Party.
Yeah, we had our niece Maisie's 6th birthday party. It was a disco party. Disco. And so that was nice, wasn't it? We went there, we helped set up beforehand. You know, blow balloons, tie balloons up. And then the DJ arrived. And it was just full on hectic kid noise for 2 hours. I'm quite glad that kids' parties, I thought kids' parties were longer. When I thought it was only 2 hours, I was like, decent.
Yeah.
That's a good amount of time.
I disagree though. I'm not saying they should be longer. I think they should be longer, but
I think
one second. You cut the sugar off after half an hour. So
you get the crash when they're with you.
Well,
I don't think so.
No.
Save the crash for the parents.
Yeah, but that's my point. You all agree as parents, the person who runs the party is going to have a shit time. But everyone else, because that way you're one person who has a real shit time, but all the other parents have a great time. But then it's your turn eventually. Like, let's say they're in a class of 20, and let's say, they're reasonably popular, so they have a 75%.
No, at Maisie's age, they invite the whole class.
Okay, fine. Invite the whole fucking class. You've got like 25 kids going. You've only got one time that you've got to deal with 25 hyped up kids. They crash on you, you send them home. All the parents have a great time. But you get 24 opportunities whereby you don't have to look after your kid for like 3 hours. And then when they come back, they're fucking exhausted. See, my issue was, you arrive, there's like an hour of whatever, and then everyone gets on the food, and it's like buffet food until they go. And the DJ kept just giving sweets and sweets and sweets and sweets. So they were just going and elevating, and maybe they hit the top and they just flatted out the top. And then you're going to get them in the car, you're going to get home, and then they're going to still be hyped, or they're going to crash and be arseholes.
Yeah, my mum used to do it well. My mum was very good at throwing kids' parties. I guess when it comes to food, and I'm thinking about now, it probably was quite tactical. She wouldn't do buffets. She used to do if you get Happy Meal, it comes in that little box.
Yeah.
She used to get things like that, the little boxes that have animals on them. So every kid would have their own little box of food. And have a packet of crisps, a juice box, sandwich, whatever.
And there's so much waste when you do it buffet style. Because people just put loads of shit on their plate.
I guess it's good when you've got adults and kids, isn't it?
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I don't remember the parents staying in kids' parties. They would literally drop them off and go.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm hoping people do with our kids, but probably won't. But when we host parties, I'll be like, you can go. Like,
That's gonna be mad though. Try like think about the fact that you have maybe 1 or 2 kids, and then next year you've got 20.
yeah, but you have some people help you out. Like we'd have like my sisters and parents and like a couple of close friends, like Erin and stuff. You'd have like, that sort of people would help you out, but the rest of the parents can go away.
Bring a super soaker.
They might not like them, quite frankly. I don't necessarily want to have to spend that time with the kids and the parents. You'll make awkward small talk with the parents.
Yeah, but
I'd rather be focused on that. Like, hyped up kids, I don't mind that.
We've
Don't bother me.
discussed this. If their kid's an arsehole, you can ask them to go sort it out. But if they're an arsehole, you can just pretend you've seen your kid be an arsehole and just walk off in the middle of the conversation. But, oh, sorry, I've got it.
Yeah, but I just want to the parents on there. I can just focus on the kids. I don't have to think about the parents.
Well, I don't.
Yeah, but you do have to cater to them slightly.
I just sat in the corner and smiled watching all the kids just do stupid kid shit. There was a classic point when they were playing limbo, when they were all like crawling along, and one kid was facing forward. The other kid had gone down to start crawling, but the other kid was standing. And you know how on the back of trainers you have those like hooked bits so you can put it up? They all had glow sticks. Oh, this kid was so close to tying the 2 ends of his little trainers together. I was like, fucking please do it. Please do it. I just wanted to see this kid try and run to limbo and just face plant. Kids do some magical shit, but he just didn't pull it off in time. I was slightly disappointed, and at the same time I was like, why are you hoping that a kid face plants? There's a 6-year-old child and you're like, come on, face plant.
But a success, and Maisie had a lovely time. Zola was very good.
Yeah, she was just like,
it's
so much noise,
a lot of stimulus.
Yeah, kids running and shouting,
being past people.
Yeah, and your mum kept stealing her from you, your little shield.
Yeah, she was my little because
you didn't want to just happily sit in the corner and eat food and watch all the madness.
Well, the thing is, like, when I get to all those things, I like to have a task. I like to have a job.
Yeah, mine's eating.
But I like to have something to do. So, like, at Macy's party, like a couple of years ago, me and Flo were on the job. Our job was gliss tattoos, and it's fine. I got to stay there for the whole party. Kids would just come up to me. I'd do a glitter tattoo on them. They'd run off, and that was great because I felt like I had a purpose. It was, otherwise you sort of like I can just meander and sort of pick rubbish up, and I'll do that. That's fine. That's what I did do. But I feel like I like to have a job.
I'm quite similar. I either want to be doing something or I'm happily doing nothing as well.
I'm not happy doing nothing. I want to be doing something.
It does get a bit much after a while because I look at everyone else. It's kind of gathered together talking. I'm like, should I be? Can I be bothered to? I probably should. I feel obliged. Feel like I might be a bit weird. Fuck it. I'll go. Oh, fuck. I don't like it. These people go back to my corner and eat food. That's how it tends to go.
Yeah. And then we cleaned up. And then they left. Me and Maisie were doing who could push as much dirt into a pile, so I was going to make cleaning it, a game. I was like, who can make the biggest pile of rubbish? She was like, me. I was like, all right then, let's go.
Whereas I stupidly was like, hey girls, let's gather up all the balloons and pop them. Once you pop the balloon, they explode and shit goes everywhere. So I was making more mess than I was. Eventually we worked out a way to do it whereby they didn't explode. But there was a lot of bangs and a lot of people very annoyed with me for the first 5-10 balloons where I was just like, hey, bang, 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 bang. Girls are having a great time. All the adults fuming.
Then we came back and were just like,
yeah, what did we do?
I went to the gym actually.
Oh yeah, you did, well done. I was trying to mong. Zola wasn't really on it. It was a bit of a hard.
She wasn't on your vibe.
No, she was a bit like, I'm touchy. Well, she wanted to mong, but she kind of wanted to be really cuddled. I think she wanted to basically be on the booby, which I obviously don't have.
Why is let a latch onto your nipple? Have you ever attempted to do that? See if it shuts her up?
More in terms of, I'm intrigued by how much it hurts than...
Give it a go.
No, because it would really hurt.
Well, not that much.
It would, because I've got a load of nipple hair that's still...
That's true.
I'll just leave. There's going to be no gain out of this.
We might shut her up. Why for the game? Might comfort her.
I'm going to get reported now.
Why do you get reported? It's your own baby.
No, but it just seems a bit weird.
It is a bit weird, but who gives a shit?
All right then. Well,
people are such
maybe
little
next week we'll talk about that. Who knows?
I think people get so weirded out so easy about this sort of stuff.
I tend to not be weirded out very easy, but there's something about that just has a general feeling of, no, that's wrong.
I think we're too prudy in this country.
All right then.
Oh, but there's a really
Once
interesting
Tilly's president or prime minister, depending on which country we end up in, she'll be mandatory male
No, wait.
latching.
You're making it
But
weird now.
Get your
You're
lips
making
out,
it weird.
Equalise it so that women don't feel weird breastfeeding. Anytime a man gets on public transport with a baby, they have to try a latch.
It was to take it too far.
Yeah, and most of the time I do. It's a bit of a Achilles heel of mine.
There was an interesting story with your favourite woman, Selma Hayek, was in somewhere like it was a very poor country, and there was a baby who was like starving because the mum couldn't breastfeed,
Yeah.
and so she let the baby latch onto her because she was currently breastfeeding her child, and the press were like, "Oh God, I can't really do it." And I was just like, "Yeah, it's a really lovely thing to do."
Yeah, it is.
Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong in sustaining that. Yeah, who gives a shit if it's not your baby? Like, we used to have wet nurses for years. That was the thing. If you were rich, you had a wet nurse. You didn't breastfeed your own kids. Someone else breastfed your kids for you.
Yeah, but breastfeeding's definitely come on a bit of a journey over the last sort of 20, 30 years.
Yeah, I know it has. But I'm
'Cause it
just
was-
saying, like, it's not that unheard of.
Yeah, but people like to get on their high horse about
They
shit.
really
innit?
do. But in that situation, like, what is your high horse? Let the child starve? Is that way to rather? So
Yeah.
it's weird. So just let the child
Yeah,
have an empty
exactly.
belly for a bit longer.
Yeah.
But like,
Child
funny, if you
dies,
saw-
but everyone has a sense of decorum.
As a breastfeeding woman,
Salma Hayek's not whipping out her
if you
A-list
saw a
tits
baby
in front of a bunch
and it was
of...
crying, you'd be fucking leaking anyway.
Fair. So you might as well squirt it in the baby's mouth.
We were at work the other day and someone brought their kid in and the baby was waiting in the rest of the building.
You were just dripping
like-
in milk.
And when we went, she was like, "You leaking?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Is that because of the babe?" I was like, "Yeah."
Hi guys, thank you very much for listening. We really appreciate it. And if you're enjoying it, please let us know by leaving a review or sending us some feedback. The email is blabberingpod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your stories, any feedback, any news, any thoughts. Also, you can find us on Instagram. The handle is blabberingpod. We're active on there as well, so you could DM us. And yeah, if you've got 5 seconds, please leave a rating. If you've got a bit more, please leave a review. The words are very helpful. And give us a follow. Cheers. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
Do you want to do some highs, lows, funnies?
I mean, I'm just still really enjoying the fact that she's cuddling me. That's really nice.
Did you talk about that previously?
I think so.
Do you want to quickly talk about it again? Because no one really listens to multiple episodes on a podcast.
Maybe I do. It was a little
If there are a few people, thank you. Those few people, I do.
share the love, please. Spread the word. Yeah, I just love it now that when I if I reach down to her, she reaches to me. She leans in. She like wants me. And like when I lift her up, she like huddles in. If I sit on my lap, she sort of leans her head against me and sort of hugs in. And it's just, that's nice.
It is. She does that a bit with me, but not as much as she does with you. I don't hold her in the same way. When she first goes in, she will like wrap one arm round, lean her head over my shoulder. And she doesn't really know what to do with the other. Once she just kind of clothesline chops me in the neck and then realises that it's uncomfortable and lets it drop. Unless she's really tired, she then sort of straightens up a bit and looks around. But I do like that first embrace. It's very nice. So my funny, oh yeah. So there's just generally things that I can do around the house, and depending on a mood, you can just get a giggle. That if you keep going at them, you get more and more of a laugh. And you can build this momentum into like a really good laugh. So I sat her on your tall armchair, and you know how it's got that cushion at the bottom. It's a separate cushion. So she was sat there on the back of it, and I was like kicking the front cushion as a joke. So we go, "Hoya, hoya," and like kicking the front cushion. And she was loving it. She was laughing constantly. And I'd be kicking it. And then Fatty, our dog, got really excited. She ran up, was like, what's going on? What's going on? I stroked him a bit. He then walked off. And I started doing it again. And then he ran in really excited. Like, fortunately didn't jump on but ran in, put 2 front paws on the front bit where I kicked, and then 180'd, spun around, and just paw to the bollocks. and just like took me out. So it was just like, oh, my balls.
He's like a little parkour puppy, isn't it?
Yeah, it was quite good. You see him
Oh,
running,
God.
sort of plant, spin, paw to the balls, and hit my left testicle straight on with his. He's got pretty good swipe with his paws when he wants to.
And he's got little claws as well, so it's not like it's like.
And he's 60 fucking kilos. So that was quite painful. Then high swimming was my high. That was good
Yeah.
fun. That was nice. I got to shoot some hoops. But yeah, like you didn't think we'd be there for as long as we were. She had a really good time. All round, it's quite nice. And it's only like £2.50. I didn't realise it was that cheap. So I'm
That's
definitely
cheap.
going to try and do it a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was £2.50. I mean, if not, we found out that we can just walk in anyway because there's no fucking gates. So I'll keep paying £2.50. And then if it turns out I'm wrong, sidle it. No, I won't. I'll feel really guilty.
I was going to say you would do that. Don't like a big man. Come on, love.
No, I'm not. I'll feel really guilty about this. I'm stealing pool space from more eligible people. Anyhow, and then my low, I felt it was generally, at least the beginning of the week, was quite a low motivation week for us. Both of us have had a lot of time, so we're like, oh, just feel like curling up. Oh, I
Yeah.
just don't feel like doing it today.
That's so true.
Yeah.
It was.
So just in general.
It was like we need to get our shit together.
Yeah.
Pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's bootstraps. What were you going for first? That I just could see in your eyes. That was the second word that came to mind. What was the first one?
Belts.
Pulls up by belt straps.
Not belts, just belts.
And yeah, and I've got a sketch chat.
Come then. Do you know what? I've got a really sore cheek put here.
She's been grabbing your cheek again.
No, it's inside.
You've been chewing your face again. I've told you, you've got to watch out with the amount of drugs you do.
I don't, because I
You
keep
just gotta stop
clenching.
chewing
There's
off
a
your
bit in it, like
face.
in my sleep or something, but like, so then it sort of swells up a bit, then you keep catching it. So I'm kind of keep trying to do this side, just like touch my tooth.
I'm obviously joking about the drugs.
Yeah.
But you do seem to chew your face for some reason. Why do you chew your own face?
Do I?
Well, you're just saying that you do. You keep catching it in your sleep.
Oh yeah, I think I'm gripping. I'm quite a lot at the moment.
Okay.
So if like I was lying on that side, and it squishes it in, then you bite it, then I would have bit my cheek, wouldn't I?
Mm.
So
Okay.
no, so skiddly up, papa, sketch.
So she does her like really huge poos, yeah. Currently, whereby she starts straining and pulls these faces, and then you go, oh, okay, it's poo time. You grab her, you come take her to the changing mat, you pedal her a bit, you do a few things, and she like pulls these really pained faces. They're getting less intense now. And then she like curls out these unreal poos.
Yeah, for her size.
Yeah. Like when you look at like the length of it, like I reckon if you were to actually lay it out lengthways, it would easily be her torso.
Imagine if you did a poo that big.
Exactly. Imagine if I did a poo that like, if I lay it out.
That ain't flushing.
No, but that's what I find mad about it. That she just suddenly like spirals out of her ass, this thing that's as long as her torso. Anyhow, she did one of those. Well, she did a sizable one, wasn't quite full length. And I was like, that's probably all of it. It's cleared it away, got the nappy away, tied it away, and then noises like there was going to be another poo. So I was like, oh fuck, I don't want to make that nappy dirty. So I got a wipe out and I was ready. I was like, okay, here we go. I'm just going to catch it straight out. Going to catch the poo. Just put it away. Folded the wipe. It wouldn't have touched my hands or anything like
You
that.
could wash hand anyways.
And it's just a huge piss. So I was like, what the fuck am I going to do with this wipe? And so then I had to like grab her. And it was a massive piss. And she just kept pissing. So it's just made like this pool on the changing mat. I was like, okay then. So then I had to like carry her over to the sink, give her a sink wash and all this. And I was like, you caught me out there. Because she strained loads and then just did a massive piss. I wasn't really ready for that. Wasn't ready for the strain and piss. So yeah, that was
How was
my
Waz
sketch
chat?
chat. Yeah, Waz chat. So I had to wash her feet, I had to wash her legs. Fortunately, I managed to move all the clothes out of the
You've
way.
got to learn. She's caught you out so many times. with her
No, but that
wig.
wasn't the same. Usually she catches me out because I pull the nappy away and then I'll like play with her and I'll be slow on the switch up back to the other nappy. This was, I didn't want to put that other nappy down because I thought she was going to poo in a clean nappy. And I was like, it's going to come out hard. Her poos have all been really hard, so I might as well just catch it in a wipe. and then put it straight in the bin. But instead, I got caught out, with a piss. So I did get caught out again, but it was different.
Okay.
It was different. Believe it. Yeah, so do you want to do some Gottmans then? Let's go with an open-ended question first, because that's a bit deep. How is your parenting style similar to or different than your own parents?
Oh, that's quite a deep one.
Yes. Do you not have time for this? You're too hungry for the yogurt right now.
No, okay, well, I won't give a crazy long answer, but I don't know. 'Cause I guess my parents separated when I was quite young,
Yeah.
and I'd say they, as parents, have very different parenting styles.
Yeah.
Like my dad is very hippie, laissez-faire.
Yeah.
Sort of there wasn't really rules and boundaries much, to be honest. Whereas my mum, she's very open and not at all conservative, but there was rules
Yeah.
and there was definitely boundaries. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I think that's a good thing, because I think kids need boundaries for, support and comfort. Because you also need to push against it and you feel secure.
Yeah.
So probably my parenting style is probably a lot more similar to my mum's than my dad's, I think. But I don't know, how will it be different? I mean, I guess it'll be different because it's just 30 years on and things have changed.
Yeah.
And I'm very different. I've got a very different temperament to my mum. I think that'll probably affect it differently. I'm also older than my mum was. My mum was 22 when she had me.
Where's your age now?
So old. So old.
You're an absolute spring chicken compared to the 45-year-olds that keep being all in all gravy stuff.
But I'd like to think that my mum was very good at keeping us talking about things. Things weren't off limits to talk about. And so I knew that if I ever needed to, I could go speak to her about something. I was never scared about telling my mum anything.
Yeah, I think that's quite important.
And so I definitely want to do that with Zoe and any future children that we have. Sort of foster that acceptance. She might not necessarily like what I tell her, but it's fine. She'd always rather me be honest, even if she wasn't going to like what she heard.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I didn't lie to her when I was a teenager, because that's part of being a teenager. Of course I did. And then obviously I got my pops as well. So I had 3 parents growing up, really.
I thought you said this would be fucking quick.
And being quick is quite a lot to go into, really, isn't it? My pops is probably, we always just joke calling him a Victorian parent when we were younger, that Victorian dad, because he was he had 4 daughters. And so
you meant because he was offshore.
No, and he's someone who's very naturally very protective. And so obviously when we became teenage girls, there were times where we'd be like, God, we're so annoying. It seems to be we worried and be protective, and he not want us to do things. We go to parties, but is there going to be boys there? And we'd be like, yes, we don't go to a nunnery. There is obviously going to be boys there. And he'd be like, again, it's not that he didn't let us do things. I just think he was probably more old school. But yeah, what about you?
So I think my single-mindedness, in terms of when I say single-mindedness, I mean in terms of focus, is a lot like my dad.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of just focusing on one thing at a time and struggling to sort of multitask as basically parents need to, whereby you might be doing something, but you've also kind of got to keep an eye out on your kid. And so I have memories of kind of trying to get dad's attention and him trying to just be doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's a negative similar, as it were.
Wasn't that you want to try not do?
Yeah. But I'm conflicted on it because I also don't really believe multitasking actually really works. And so
It's probably more just stopping what you're doing to go to your kid.
yeah, and sometimes you can't really stop what you're doing. If you're cooking dinner, there's a process that's fucking happening. There's heat on. It's not like you can cool and then reheat and everything will be fine.
Mm-hmm. But I think that's a task where you can multitask. Do you know what I mean?
You're right. It's because you made a fucking job out of
No,
it.
but I think there are some things that it may be annoying
Yeah.
to do it, because it's going to take you a bit longer, but you can do it. If I was putting the washing out,
Yeah.
it'd be annoying if my kid wants to get in the way, but I can still do it.
Yeah. I need to get better at that element. And then different, I guess, I think I'm probably just trying to be quite free of expectation, but I don't really know what my parents were like, obviously, at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously every teenager feels like they've got expectation from their parents.
Well, they do, really.
Yeah.
There's always going to be some expectation, isn't there?
But yeah, just trying to like be as open-minded in terms of her being who she wants to be or what she wants to be or whatever.
Mhm.
But I'll have a difference. It's hard because like our parenting hasn't really been tested that much as of yet, has it? Because like I wouldn't really say this is really parenting. It's more just nurturing. You know what I mean? You're
It's
just
caring, isn't it? You're
it's like a
caretaking right now.
plant right now. You water it. You give it the right nutrients. You
Yeah.
give it the right light, like the right light cycles, those sorts of things. I sleep, but like you're not having to impart wisdom.
There was no pushback because there isn't really, they don't have an ego yet.
No, I mean, she just fucking kicked me in the face a lot. But yeah, so it's quite hard at this point to really.
You're yet to be
No.
tested.
But I think I probably worry less than my parents do. It does help that like those in Britain, whereas at this time I was in LA, I think, and so there were multiple earthquakes, and supposedly I was carried down the house upside down during a shaking earthquake. So probably not great for me, but I'm here. I'm all right. I'm alive.
You're right.
Speaking of which, I picked Zola up upside down yesterday.
Last night, yeah, you did, yeah.
I misheard what you said. I was like, you asked me to so you were feeding her at like 2 a.m, and you were like, oh, can you help me? Can you take, my arm's gone dead. Can you take Zola and put her back in a crib? So I walked over to your side of the bed and I asked you which side's her head. And then you said your side. And you meant it in like my side of the bed or where I was. No, you meant it in my side as in where I was standing. And I assumed you meant my side as in my side of the bed, which is obviously the other side because I'd walked around. So I picked her up and I was like, this feels like fabric. And I was like, oh fuck, she's upside down. So just like holding her
I was
legs.
like, why are you holding it upside down?
And she'd obviously just loaded up on milk. So we're very fortunate that she didn't vomit.
Yeah. You're like, what have I didn't mean to? Child?
Yeah, it was my sassy time of night where I wasn't taking no shit.
Hi, my lovelies. Thank you for listening. Can you please like, review, and subscribe to our podcast?
Do you want to do a quick love map? So, at what age does your partner think it's appropriate for your child to use social media? I think you think it's appropriate when they're 21. I know, I think it's quite hard.
It's difficult now, isn't it?
I think secondary school definitely is the earliest.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's got to be like, I think it's got to be time monitored.
And with severe parental locking on it.
Yeah. But I think my issue with it is until like the companies that own social media are held accountable for how kids use it.
Yeah.
I very much don't want my kids to use it. Like I know that I can't completely stop it.
No.
But I'm gonna be a fucking prick about
Yeah.
it.
And I think there's going to be a point where they come and they go, well, you have it. And, it, you know, maybe we stop having social media.
Or just hardly use it.
Yeah.
Because it's not like either of us would have a huge issue with going down to like only being able to use it an hour a day. Like, I don't think I use it an hour a day. I use my phone way more than an hour a day, but I don't use social media for more than an hour a day.
No.
But realistically, yeah, probably like
13 upwards, 13, 14
13
upwards.
is the likely. I'd like to hold out till like 15, but
Or
I don't
last
think that's
16.
realistic.
But,
Yeah. So yeah, that's that one. Well, that's not really baby related, but fucking never mind.
It's child related.
It is child related. What age do you want your toddler using TikTok?
God, at least 10 months.
Once they've got their belly on so that they can't identify them. Stop sharing pictures of your kids, Bitcoin. They can be doctored and their identity stolen.
Yeah. All right, Judgy. Let's
Totally now. Sharents everywhere.
Goodbye.
Unlike us, we just tell stories about our child and use that to create a podcast. Goodbye, people.
Bye.